much for joining me. Again, my name is Von Barron, and you could have been someplace else, but you chose to be here with me, and I really appreciate it, so thank you. So today we're going to get into how to play traditional grip. And I'm going to start with the stick because I want to teach you kind of really get the feel for the bounce, and then we're going to move it to the brush toward the end of the video. And this is to help you learn how to use traditional grip with brushes. Now, if you want to use traditional grip with sticks, that's fine. And I love using the grip, but it's, I think, more necessary for brushes because, as in the last video I was saying, we really want that asymmetrical approach. We don't want both hands to kind of look the same when we're playing brushes, so that we give us really nice style and a nice visual effect when we're playing as well. So there's a really great video DVD, by the way, and I'm only saying it because I think it's great. It's the definitive video on how to play traditional grip and different ways to play traditional grip. I'm going to touch on the way that I use, but it's a DVD called Secret Weapons of the Modern Drummer, and it's by Jojo Mayer. I think it's a great DVD set, and I think you'd really enjoy it, so you might want to check that out. But the thing I'm going to teach today is basically two ways that you're going to use your arm and your fingers to create to play traditional grip. So the first thing to note is that we're going to use the two bones in our forearm called the ulna and radial bones, and these are the bones that allow you to move your arm, to turn it over. Okay, and if you play traditional grip, that's a very important motion. Okay, so what you're going to do is, first of all, show you how to hold your stick. That's like step number one. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the stick, we're going to put it kind of in the soft part between our thumb and our pointer finger. So I can see, we'll just put that up on the camera there. And then you're going to take your ring finger, your third finger, and you're just going to put it on the tip of your finger, because it's on the side. So let it rest there. Take your other two fingers, put them on the top, okay, like that. And then you're going to take your thumb, and you can just rest your thumb on the top over there, okay? So like that. Now if I turn it over, now this is not how I want your wrist to be when you're playing, but I just want to show you what my hand looks like, okay? All right? So that's how traditional grip looks. Now what I recommend is that you get comfortable with holding your stick in this grip and walk around the house. Just walk around. Just carry your stick with you sometimes, and just walk around. Just carry your stick and hold your stick in traditional grips, just so you can get comfortable with it, because it is really kind of an awkward technique in the beginning. Now, in terms of balance, now every stick has a fulcrum point, or a place of balance. What you can do is just kind of put it right here in the soft part between your thumb and your index finger, and just let it bounce. And where you get the most bounce, go ahead and make your grip in that spot, okay? If you put it too far up, you don't get so much. If you put it too far back, you don't get so much. So find that balance spot in your stick. It's different on every stick, okay? And that's where you want to put your hand, okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to practice this all in a radial motion. So now we've got our hand, our hand wrapped around the stick, we've got our traditional grip going on. Before I do that, we're going to show you real quick. One of the things you want to make sure you do also is, like, I'm just going to turn the side like this. If you look at the camera, the overhead camera, you can see when I lower my hand and I just kind of let my arm relax, notice how straight it is. That's how you want your grip to be. Okay, you don't want your grip to be you don't want your wrist to be cocked like this. You don't want it to be like this. Some drummers play kind of more flat-handed, which I think it's okay, as long as you don't hurt yourself. Remember, rule number one, don't hurt yourself or anybody else. Rule number two, make sure that you make the music sound great. So if you can do this and it doesn't hurt you, see how it's nice and straight, just bring it up and play it on the side. I think that's the best way to go. If you can do it like this, this is the best way to go. Okay, so now I'm going to practice this all in a radial motion. If I take the stick out of my hand, all I'm doing is just moving my hand like this and down, back, down, back, down. So palm up and then palm to the side. Palm up, palm to the side. So I'm just going to take my stick up, then like that. And you're just gonna let it bounce. Don't try to control the bounce. Don't try to hang on to the stick tight. The grip is actually pretty loose. In the beginning, you're also going to find your hand is going to move around the stick, and that's okay, because what you're doing is your little muscles and your little tendons and everything are learning how to fine-tune that grip so that you actually hold the stick, but not so that it's painful. Okay, we don't want that pain. So we just want a nice relaxed grip. Let that stick bounce. Okay. One of the reasons that we keep the stick on the tip of our finger here on the third finger, as opposed to bringing it in here, is because we get much greater range of motion when it's out toward the tip. So we want to maximize the bounce. We want to maximize the stick and the drum doing the work, and not have us have to do so much of that work. So boom, boom. Okay, so just all you're doing is practicing, and you're going to feel a little bit of kind of momentum pushing your hand back up on the other side, which is pretty cool. Okay, now that's the first motion, the ulnar radial motion. Okay, now you're going to do the second motion. Now I'm going to teach you. This is with these fingers, just like when I'm playing with match grip. We talked about using these fingers, these last three fingers. Okay, taking the same approach, but we're going to take it and use it on the top with these two fingers, kind of dribbling the stick. Now, one of the ways that you can practice this, and many drummers have talked about this, and basically all it is you're just going to turn your hand over, so you're like this, and you're going to take these two fingers, and you're just going to dribble the stick. Just like you would dribble a basketball, you're going to dribble the stick. Now notice I'm not going like this, my whole arm, I'm not even doing my wrist, I'm just doing my fingers. It takes time, so be patient with yourself. It takes time to get that down. You can start off with a little more wrist to get it going, and then once you get it going, you really want to focus and isolate on those fingers. Again, it's important that you have that balance point in the stick to really make that fly. If I bring it back too far, it gets hard. If I bring it up too far in front, it gets hard. So you got to find that place in between. Once you're able to do that, okay, and that's going to take some time, so be patient. Again, be patient with yourself. Once you're able to do that, then what you want to do is you want to try to turn it over to the side. So watch this. Bring it back. Now I'm using a little bit of the ulnar radial motion when I get over here. And that's ultimately what we want to do. We want to combine these two techniques, okay, when we play. Don't worry about just get the concept now. Don't worry about fusing them yet. You'll do that over time. But right now, just watch. From here, turn your hand over, and then bring it back. Okay, bring it over. Bring it back. And sometimes I even use this when I want to play, you know, a little faster. I use this thing when I'm playing live. It's kind of fun. So those are the two basic motions of traditional grip. Again, I encourage you to start by just holding the stick, walking around the house, get comfortable with how it feels, and then practice this motion first. Get that ulnar radial motion. Feel the bounce. The whole idea of this, both of these parts of the technique, of the ulnar radial and the fingers, is to get bounce. You really want to concentrate on that bounce. You know, just like a basketball, you can't, you know, if you take the basketball, you bounce it and you push down with your hand, you're going to restrict the motion of that basketball. You don't want to do that. You want to get yourself out of the way so that the stick can do the work. So when I ultimately put them together, it kind of looks like this. So you can see I'm using my fingers and I'm turning my arm. only radial motion gives you more power. Fingers give you more finesse. Now, if we take it to the brush, we're basically doing the same thing. Now, if you take your brush, you will notice that in the beginning you think, oh man, a brush doesn't have any bounce, but it does. In fact, watch this. See that? Again, find that balance point on the brush, okay? And what you're going to do is practice the same exact thing, but do it with a brush. Harder. Yeah. Okay? You can do the same thing. Brush. All right, so we're going to talk about soon also how to really use the brushes and the different kind of sounds you can get out of the drum using your brushes. But I just wanted to make sure we covered the traditional grip. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me, and make sure you keep on drumming. Thanks so much.